This is about the marks. It was about the marks. What about textbook? The textbooks of this course is data mining concepts and techniques. We will use the third edition of this book. This book is written by Jiavihan and his colleagues, and the book is the main reference of this course in the world. You can find a link to the book and find another link to the slides of this book in the homepage of the course. Also, you can I share the links in the WhatsApp group. Okay, you can use them too, but every week after the class, I will share the link of the class. Each class is recorded, will be recorded, and after the class, I will share the link of the class too for you in the homepage of the course. Please be clear that everything will be done using and in the LMS. Everything. You can send a message for me from LMS. You can submit your homework in the LMS. You can download the content of the course in LMS. You can find the homeworks in LMS. Everything and final exam too. You can find the final exam in the LMS. Everything is in the LMS and homepage of the course. But I will create a WhatsApp group too for you for a direct communication. If you have any problem, something else, everything, you can ask me directly in WhatsApp, and you can send to me your questions. But from the course view, we will stand on LMS. Everything will be available on LMS. Okay. Is there any question? You can find me on LMS, but this is my phone number in WhatsApp. Maybe one of you, if you want, you can create a WhatsApp group yourself and add me to the group too. But you can find me in the current WhatsApp group too. I have shared some contents in the groups, some links and other materials and messages in the group. But we will have a specific group in WhatsApp too. Mr. Mohammed Hassan, please don't directly call me. Don't directly call me because sometimes I'm busy, so maybe I couldn't answer you. It's not good for me if I couldn't answer someone. So whenever you have any problem or any question, please send me your message, your voice or text message in WhatsApp, please. Thank you, everyone. If you have any question, if you want to ask something or anything, please send a message for me in WhatsApp. I have written my phone number here: 0098-912-760-96896. This is my phone number. Please send message for me in WhatsApp. Okay, any question? I have another something else to talk about it. Please be clear that because of international internet delay, you will receive my voice with a small delay. Okay. So, if you have any question in the class, please write in the chat room your answers, your question, or if I ask something, please write in the chat room. It's the most easiest and fast way, fast and reliable way for communication. If you, I will be thankful if you write in the chat room instead of asking, for example, with voice. But if you want, you can ask. You must ask for rights. I will give you the right for microphone, and you can touch in the microphone. But I would rather to use the chat room because of internet delay. Just because of internet delay in the class. Inshallah. Every week, every day we will start from 17 o'clock every week, every day, because I have another class 2. Before of this class, I have a class with group 1. Okay, it will be finished on 16:30. I need a break between the two classes. So your class every day, your class will be started at 17, inshallah. Okay? 17 to 18:30 every days, every other days, 2 weeks, 2 days in a week. We have a class from 17 to 18:30. You can join to group 1 for lectures, but there's no problem. We have no group 3. We just have 2 groups, group 1 and group 2. If you want, you can join to group 1 or group 2. But in LMS, if you decided to change your group, there is no problem. But in the education office, I cannot change your name from one group to another group. But there is no important. There's no problem. here in this group, we have the same topics and same materials as the first group. So if you lost the class, you can join simply to the next class. There's no important for me. Okay. Is there any question? Dr. Suleiman didn't came to the class? Didn't come to the class? Oh, we have some special problems this week because in the university they changed the server. This week, all of the classes will be started this week, from this week. So I will talk with Dr. Soleimani about your problem. And he will cover the last section soon. Don't worry about it. From this week, all the classes will be for all the classes. All the professor will come to their classes. Don't worry. Okay. Before starting the lectures, this is chapter 1. This chapter is an introduction. Before starting this chapter, please look at this report. Look at this report. Cisco is one of the premier and famous companies in computer networking. Maybe most of you know about Cisco. Each year, Cisco presents a forecasting report about the trend of IP traffic and its related materials. This is the global 2022 forecasting of Cisco. It's very interesting. Please have a look at this report. On this report, you can see the population users of internet, number of devices and connected devices, average traffic per capita, per month, average speeds, and some highlights about IP traffic, internet telephony, IP video, Wi-Fi, internet video, and rest of things. Have a look on numbers and statistics of this look at this, Mr. Mohammed Hassan. It's not a test, it's a forecasting. Cisco says that in 2022, what will happen in the IP network, in the number of users, number of devices connecting to the internet, amount of traffic, different traffics, gaming, video on demand, IP telephony, IP traffic, video, internet video, traffic patterns, traffic topology, and rest of things. It's very interesting. The statistics of this report is very interesting. I can say something very simply. Let's suppose that from the first days of internet, from the beginning of 1990s until 2017, we have produced X petabyte of data in the internet. I don't know what is X, okay? Just I say X petabyte of data. From 2018 until 21st, 22nd, during the 3 or 4 years, these years, in some past years, we produce the same amount of traffic. It means that during each 3 or 4 years, we are producing the same amount of traffic, same as the rest of life of internet. Okay. Mr. Mohammed Hassan, be patient. I will discuss about this report. Just in a few years, we are producing the same amount of IP traffic, same as the rest of life of internet. Every 3 or 4 years, the amount of traffic, IP traffic in the internet is doubled with respect to the past of internet, past years. Every 3 or 4 weeks. What does it mean? We need higher bandwidth, we need more storage, more and more. We have to double the bandwidth every 3 or 4 years. Look at the report. For example, in the first line, it says that IP traffic will grow threefold from 2017 to 2022. The compound annual growth rate of 26%. For internet traffic, it will grow 3.7-fold from 2017 to 2022. Annual growth rate of 30%. Wi-Fi and mobile growth, 51% growth each year. IP video, 29% each year. IP video on demand, 35.1% in 2022, up from 2.1%, or it's doubled each year. And something the rest. Why we are looking on this? So, the first question in data mining is that why we are looking for data mining. I show you this report because I want to say that we are standing in a point that an explosion in data. We have an explosion in data. The growth of data is same as a big explosion. Today we have multiple petabytes of data, different data collection, and you can find your data in multiple places. So data availability is increased too. There are lots of collecting devices, different sensors, PDA, laptops, smartphones, tablets, things, everything. They can collect data, collect automatically. Also, we have different databases, different sites, websites, social medias. We have large amount of platforms that they are creating data very fast, as Cisco shows that uh, the amount of data is increased with about 30% per year. So, uh, what is the major? Excuse me. Okay. What is the major source of this data? This data can be used or generate in business, for example, web, e-commerce, online transactions, banking transactions, stocks. This data can be generated by sciences, for example, remote sensing, bioinformatics, scientific simulation, or this data can be generated by societies or everyone. So today you can we are using uh, social medias, WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, Telegram, uh, YouTube, and many other social medias. They are generating or collecting very large amount of data each day, each hour, each second. They are collecting data more and more and more. And Cisco shows this. Mr. Mohammed Hassan asked me why you are showing this report. This is the answer. We are standing in a point that we are generating very large amount of data. So what we why we need this data? We have lots of data, but we have not enough knowledge. We are drowning in data, but starving in knowledge, lack of knowledge. We cannot use these data effectively. There's a beautiful sentence. Necessity is the mother of invention. So, why we are looking on this data? Because we need them to help us during the management, during our science, during our business, uh, for our business, for our management, for our society, for our science. We need knowledge. And data mining is the answer. It can help us. Data mining can prepare an automatic analysis of massive data sets. Let's have a look on the evaluation of evolution of science. Before the 17th century, Most of the science was empirical science. Just someone test something and say, okay, I watch that something is like this. During this time, nobody tried to, for example, model something important. But after the 17th century until the first half of the 20th century, we can see a second step, so second age of science, theoretical science. Here's, during this time, uh, the West and Europe, uh, in the West, we can see some important, some very famous scientists that they present some theoretical models uh, based on their experiments, and using these theoretical components, they describe their understandings. Why something, for example, Newton says that why an apple falls down on his head. So he made some theory about this and gravity of the Earth. After the Second World War, we can see a new age of science, computational science. Why? After the Second World War, computers became important. They prepared very strong, large, and fast computational powers. So scientists and armies and different people now they can use computer. They were used computers to solve very complex questions. For example, a computer can do a very complex simulation. For example, in uh, about the weather, about the cancers, about the nuclear power, about the uh, stars. I don't know about everything. Okay, so then in the second half of the last century, we can see the computational science, the time that. Wait a few minutes. But there was a problem here when during the during this time, computer solves many problems. Okay, but during these times, people and scientists and companies and different parties gathered lots of data. They see that they have lots amount of data, but they couldn't use this data for their goals. For example, management can see that there are lots of data about, for example, the employees, but he doesn't know that why he can do with this data. Okay, in 1990, we can see another age, another step in science or data science. From this decade, data mining becomes an important and one of the major challenges in the world because different companies, different societies store and manage too many data, some petabytes of data, and they don't know why, how they can use this data. And every hour, every minute, every second, they increase this data. The amount of this data is increased too. So data mining becomes challenging because it's trying to answer the questions. Data mining says that, okay, I can do it for you. I can manage this information. I can answer your questions. I can visualize this data for you. I can find interesting patterns and knowledge for you. So data mining becomes challenging, and we start data science period. Okay, this slide shows an evolution of database technology in starting from 1960s. Evolution, not evaluation. Evaluation means that we test something. Evolution means that excuse me. A gradual deployment of something. It means an incremental development. Evolution means an incremental development, like an stair. You can walk on stairs, step by step. You are going up or going down. It's an evolution. But evaluation means testing something. Okay. Okay. In 1960s, we can see the first generation of databases, DBMSs and IMSs in the network. In 1970s, relational database models were created. In 1980s. We can see application-oriented DBMSs, object-oriented DBMS, and different type of DBMS. In 1990s, everything has been changed. Now we see that data mining. We see data warehousing, very large databases with different tables, multimedia databases, web pages, and web databases. We care about websites and web pages. In relational DBMS, relational tables, you can see a content and you can see a structured content. For example, a record of a student. It consists of student number, student name, student family, student age, and something like this. Okay. But in the web, we have an unstructured content. Every people can write on their own, with their language, with their editing points, uh, with everything that they like, wherever they like. For example, they say something um, in a short form, okay, which is not common in the society. So in 1990s, we can see that effect of introducing internet changes the type of data. Look at the report of Cisco. You can see that Cisco focus on different type of data, on video on demand, on IP traffic, on gaming traffic, online telephone, mobile data. Why? In 1990s, you can see that why. After that, in the current century, we can see that the stream data becomes more and more. What is stream data? If I want to talk about stream data, I prefer talk about a monitoring system. In a monitoring system, for example, on SCADA systems, in a power planet, or a monitoring for a patient in the hospital, in CCU or ICU. You can see continuous stream, continuous signal comes from the patient or comes from the, I don't know, turbine or something like that. A continuous. This continuous signal shows a status of that patient, that system, engine, I don't know. And it shows the status of this machine. So if I want to manage this data, I should see it as a continuous content and work it as a continuous content and mine it as a continuous content. So after 22nd, after 2000, we can see that applications of data mining becomes more and more important. They become more interesting. However, after 2000, after the year 2000, we see a very big changes and rapid changes in the world of internet, especially in the web technology. We can see HTML, XHTML, XML, data integration, REST, and many other aspects. Okay. And also we have global information systems too after that. Okay. So thinking and learning about data mining is important. So the next question is that what is data mining? What is data mining? This is the next question. Data mining means that I have a data and I'm looking to extract some interesting patterns, interesting knowledge from this data. Okay, what is the interesting pattern or knowledge? And why? I don't know. It depends on my goal, on my idea that what is interesting. But why I couldn't see this interesting patterns, interesting knowledge? Why I couldn't see that before? I'm saying that I want to use data mining techniques to present these interesting patterns, interesting patterns. So why in the past why we couldn't see them? Because these patterns, these interesting patterns, were non-trivial, were implicit, were previously unknown, and they were potentially useful. We are trying to use data mining techniques to extract this interesting. And you should be clear that